Hello, my name is Greg Hansen. I'm an IPTPA certified level 2 instructor and a CRS4 rating specialist. Forgive my cat. So that means I know something about pickleball. It doesn't mean I'm a great player, but I have been blogging about testing and evaluating paddles for many of years on my blog called The Adventurous Boomer. So with the advent of foam paddles, there's been a lot of discussion about which is the most powerful paddle. And I can tell you all foam paddles are powerful in one regard, and that is when you hit punch volleys at the net. You can send the ball deep with very little or practically no effort. Also, third shot drops and transition zones are made easier due to the pop of the paddles, not necessarily the power. And I've had discussions online with people about power, and I've said the power of a paddle is dependent upon how you choose to use it. I try to hit with a lot of topspin, going back to my tennis days where I will start low and go high, and it works. I know other people who hit a combination of topspin and side spin, and their use of power is a lot different from mine. So people I've had discussions with have said it's very rigorous testing, and the power of the paddle is not determined by how you play, but by this rigorous testing. So fine. So let me get into some of the paddles. This, is the Vatic Helix Flick Terracore XC Elongated paddle. Vatic Helix is very innovative. They come out with new paddles constantly. And this is, without a doubt, the most powerful paddle you can get. Even the Pickleball Studio guys said that it's the most powerful paddle. I can't control it. When I try to hit my topspin serves or topspin ground strokes, the ball just goes off into Never Never Land. However, I've given this paddle to 3 other guys, all 4 or 5 players. 2 of them have had no problem hitting their topspin serves. But one guy who hits a combination of topspin and side spin so that the ball curls away from you could not control the paddle. So again, you can tell me that it's dependent upon rigorous testing. I'm going to tell you that it's dependent upon the way you play the game. Okay. This is, in my opinion, the second most powerful paddle. It's a 13 millimeter paddle. Once again from Vatic Helix. It's an elongated paddle. So, and it has some special features. It has 5 discs made out of cork inside that will increase the dwell time on the paddle. So if you're at the net and you're about to hit a punch volley, the ball will stay on your paddle a fraction of a second longer than it might with other paddles. And that gives you the opportunity to send it deep. Elongated paddles, in my opinion, are more powerful than those paddles that are not elongated, because if you think of your high school physics, there's a lever effect. The longer the paddle is, the more of a lever it is. So think, I can't lift a 200-pound rock, but if I have a lever and a fulcrum, I can easily lift a 200-pound rock. Now, this is an interesting paddle. Once again, from Vatic Helix. They call it their F1 Terracore XC SMH. SMH stands for Shaking My Head. The reason they say that is this paddle failed the USAP power test, meaning it was too powerful. Yet I can control this paddle very easily, even hitting my topspin serves the way that I hit them, topspin serves and ground strokes. So what's that say about rigorous methodical testing? Once again, I say power depends on how you're hitting the ball. Next is the new bread and butter foam LOCO elongated paddle. Again, I'm talking about an elongated paddle. This I can control. It allows me to hit really hard, deep serves, hard, deep ground strokes, and it excels in third shot drops, a transition zone shots, sorry about that, and punch volleys. A great paddle. So I would say it comes in behind, slightly behind the Body Helix paddles. So this is the paddle that has created the most controversy in my conversations with people on the internet and in Reddit. It's the 6-0 black diamond opal paddle. People say that this is a power paddle. I say it's not. I'll tell you what it is. It's the spinniest, if that's a word, paddle I have ever used. I can't get an ace on my serve by hitting the ball so hard that somebody can't get up to it. I can get aces by hitting my serve wide to the side or wide down the middle if somebody's giving me a lot of space down the line. With this paddle, I can hit a side spin, underspin serve that I can try to land maybe a foot or so beyond the kitchen line, and when I do that, it's going to spin 3 feet off the court. So, not a power paddle, but a spin paddle. This is the HUDEF Apex Pro. Power paddle, you know, up there with all those except the Body Helix. And it has an interesting foam core. It uses supercritical foam. Now, supercritical foam is not a type of foam, but it's a foam that's created using a special type of manufacturing process. Supercritical foam, according to everything that I have read, is more durable than other foams like EPP and EVA. EVA, you cannot use that as a core in the paddle. We all know that it's banned, but you can use EPP and you can use EVA around the perimeter of the paddle. This has great touch and great feel. It feels like a non-foam paddle, but behaves like a foam paddle. Very light, stiffer than the other foam paddles that I've been talking about. A great paddle if you like power and control. This is the Honolulu Pickleball Company J2 NFK. I also have the J2 NFT, which I'm not going to talk about. This was actually the first foam paddle I got other than the HUDEF New Era paddle, which was years ago. Pickleball Studio said this is the best paddle you'll ever have, which is why I bought it. And you'll never want another paddle. When I first started using it, I said, yeah, this is a lot of power in this paddle. What it had was a lot of pop. So it did really well when I was at the net hitting punch volleys. Great paddle, great all-around paddle, not a power paddle. These two are the bread and butter LOCO foam paddles, the hybrid and the standard. I personally don't like what I would consider to be fat paddles. However, I gotta say that the power of these paddles when it comes to drives and serves is close to that of the elongated foam LOCO. But the control of these, again, my opinion, is terrific. I can hit third shot drops, transition zone drops, punch volleys, dinks, etc., etc., etc. And it doesn't even feel like I'm hitting the ball. So if you like control, you like power, you like pop, these are paddles that you should check out. This is the Vatic V-SOL Power paddle. Why they call it a power paddle, I don't know, because it is not, in my opinion, again, a power paddle. It is a great control paddle. If you're at the net hitting a punch volley, you're not going to drive it as deep as you can with all the other paddles that I just talked about, but you are going to hit the ball with a lot of control. You're going to hit it where you aim it without variation. And it's inexpensive compared to all the others. So something you may want to check out. This is not a foam paddle. It is one of my favorite paddles, however, because it has a picture of me on it. Now, I can tell you that I got this paddle as a prize at some 5.0 PPA event, open event that I played in, but it's not the case. There's a company called Heartbeat Brand that will put your picture on a paddle if you want them to. So I'm never going to use this paddle Some people may say I would look better with a lot of pickleball grit over my face, but I am not going to play with this paddle. I'm just going to use it as a work of art. I'll have links to all of these paddles in the notes section of my YouTube video, well, at least to my evaluations of those paddles on my blog. Check out my blog. It's just not about pickleball. It's about whitewater kayaking. It's about RVing. It's about hiking, traveling, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Okay, thanks. If you have questions, you can contact me through my blog or probably through YouTube. I don't know. That's it.